It is time. Time to tell you about Timesplitters 2. It is without doubt one of my favourite video games of all time. Timesplitters 2 was let loose into the wild in 2002. This critically acclaimed first-person shooter was developed by Free Radical Design. It was released on PlayStation 2, GameCube and Xbox, the golden generation of gaming consoles. Timesplitters 2 still has an avid fanbase to this day. Facebook and Reddit groups are still very active, with reminiscing with memories and laughing at memes. The official UK PlayStation 2 2002 magazine has a great review. It writes about and highlights all the contents of the game. I remember reading this magazine being excited to experience it all. Thanks to my brother for sending this to me. It received a perfect score of 10 out of 10. The end summary quotes,
"Expansive in every sense. This is an essential purchase for anyone in possession of a PlayStation 2 and a central nervous system."
There's an Onimusha 2 review on the next page. I really like that game. The early 2000s had some great video games. Oh, remember these? When you had to text a number to receive wallpapers and ringtones for your old Nokia? So in this video, I'm going to do my very best to persuade you to give Timesplitters 2 a try. But first, I post somewhat regularly on Instagram. Just search for the same name. And if you have not subscribed, please do so. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. If you have subscribed, thank you. I appreciate you.
The obligatory Cats and Video Games region artwork analyst.
I always do this in my videos. I can't help it. It's a curse. I like to compare the artwork for the same game based on its region. I think it's interesting how sometimes each continent gets its own version of artwork. And it's safe to say it's another win for my European brethren. It shows 3 hand-drawn characters in interesting poses that you will play as. Cool. Even the disc looks great. Wonder if I still have time to win this TV. I like the Austin Powers theme here. I have a bonsai tree collection, by the way, and Sprite likes to lay under them. I can't say the same for the US version though. It looks blurry and almost out of focus, and don't get me started on the CD. Why is Cortez's head cropped off to the side like this? Just weird stuff here. The manual isn't in colour, but the PAL and Japanese versions are printed in colour. The Xbox CD has his head centered for some reason. I don't even own an Xbox, but I just really like Timesplitters 2. I like how both the Xbox and GameCube versions have the sticker creating to its famous mascots. The GameCube version has a cool spine and nice clean CD design. The Japanese version is very interesting. Timesplitter. No plural here, kids. Underneath the singular Timesplitter, it translates to Invaders of History. I like the anime style cover, but it feels somewhat zoomed in a little bit too much. And now, I have a complete collection of Timesplitters 2 across all consoles.
Perfect!
Many modes of mayhem.
There's a story campaign mode, local 4-player multiplayer, challenge, arcade missions and a map maker. I've just read hundreds of hours of content in one long sentence. You are Cortez, a Vin Diesel space marine trying to stop those pesky Timesplitters who have stolen those very precious time crystals. If you're playing with a friend locally, there is always a secondary character to play as. So it's up to you, and maybe a friend, to travel back to various times in human history, get those time crystals back. The first level looks familiar. It's somewhat reminiscent of the dam level in GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64. That's because the talented people that made GoldenEye also worked on Timesplitters 2. The health and ammo bars are very similar if you don't believe me. Each story mission makes you retrieve the time crystal, and then it's a mad dash back to the portal, which then triggers Timesplitters to attack and try to stop you. But each mission has its own bosses, objectives, and characters to experience. Western cowboys, a futuristic robot factory, the streets in Prohibition Chicago, and a Victorian cathedral, just to name a few. The local multiplayer offers endless variety. You and 3 pals, or just you and some bots, can play your classic deathmatch, team deathmatch, capture the bag, not the flag, elimination, if you lose a life you die, zones makes you capture 4 points across the maps as a team, or monkey assistant. Oh, it helps the player with the least kills with monkeys that try to shoot you. Now the arcade, league and challenge modes are where Timesplitters 2's charm and humour probably ooze from the most. Each mission in both modes has you try to complete some sort of crazy objective. Complete it in a certain time or points total, you will receive a gold, silver or bronze trophy. Or if you're really cool, you can get a platinum. I think you only need silver or higher to get the reward. I see contrasting information on the internet. Anyway, the rewards are more characters to play as, multiplayer modes and levels. And let me tell you, some of these are not easy to get gold. Each level has a description that is mostly related to gaming and pop culture. It provides a fun, small, wacky backstory as to why you are a chef taking on gingerbread with only a minigun. Yes, you heard that correctly. It's just a fun way to unlock more content without providing your credit card information.
It's time to split.
Hey, I get it. Some video games we grew up with are flawed. They might not have aged particularly well, and all the blemishes are ironed over with nostalgia. But not Timesplitters 2. I must have spent hundreds of hours with my friends at sleepovers and gatherings, avoiding catching the virus in the hospital, shooting rockets through windows in the Chinese restaurant, and trying to snipe one another across the snowy plains on the ice station. You can create your own rules and fun. If I've piqued your interest and you do want to play this game, you're probably wondering, well, how can I play it? You can find a PS2 and GameCube copy for anywhere between $20 and $30 complete in box. Xbox is even cheaper at around $15 complete. That's a great option if you still have one of those consoles laying around. You could also just emulate the game like you've been seeing on my Steam Deck. The most accessible and easiest option is on the PlayStation Store. All 3 Timesplitters games are available to download for $9.99. Physical copies are cheap, and now you can download it straight to your PlayStation 5. It's not available on the Xbox Store, Nintendo Store, or Steam. Sorry kids. PlayStation Store only. Timesplitters 2 is a nostalgic time capsule from the early 2000s. I feel like this was a time where movies and video games were not afraid to try new things and express themselves. There are hardly any games being made that focus on quirky, silly humour. For example, each character has their own little description. Just look at Captain Ash's.
Adventurer extraordinaire, Captain Ash's exploits have carried him to the four corners of the earth. He's always accompanied by the most glamorous assistants and never adverse to stopping for a spot of afternoon tiffin, just to keep the pecker up, you understand. Tally-ho!
Oh, and perhaps the most interesting is the monkey's description.
It's a monkey.
If you're a millennial like me, I'm more than sure you'll have fun with Timesplitters 2. Quick mention of appreciation to Graham Norgate, the composer of all the music in Timesplitters 2. Fantastic soundtrack, amazing sound effects that live rent-free in my brain. Well done, mate. There's just so much variety, content, charm, humour and character, lots of characters, to ignore. I get the feeling that all the people involved creating Timesplitters 2 had a great time doing so. I can imagine them all smiling and laughing when developing the game. Timesplitters 2 has left a rather large and long-lasting impression on me. Don't take yourself too seriously. Try to have as much fun as you can, and to punch watermelons. With it costing $100 to leave the house and to do any activity today, you can stay inside and play Timesplitters 2 for just $9.99. I will always have time for Timesplitters 2. Maybe you can as well. Thanks for watching. Be good to each other.
Thank you very much.